Okay. All right, regular expressions. So have you guys used regular expressions before? So a little bit? All right, so we're not starting from scratch, but this lecture is going to be as if we were starting from scratch. Okay. All right, so hold on, I'm just gonna, hey, everybody, just so you're aware, there's a lecture going on, so if you could keep your voices down, that'd be great. Thank you. No worries. Okay. All right, so so in this lecture, I'm going to define what regular expressions are. I am going to talk, the bulk of, well, I'd say 2/3 of the lecture is going to be talking about special characters in regular expressions. And then we're going to talk about using regular expressions in JavaScript. Regular expressions are not a JavaScript concept. They're a general computer science concept, and you can use them in any language. Okay, so here's the classic regular expressions quote. Some people, when confronted with a problem, think, I know, I'll use regular expressions. Now they have two problems. So, thanks, Di. I love regular expressions, and I don't agree with this, but you'll hear this associated with regular expressions a lot. If you don't know how to use them, they can be pretty opaque. So basically, without regular expressions, you are limited to comparing specific strings. Regular expressions give you a pattern to match against, right? So if I want to match all phone numbers that are 3 numbers and then a hyphen, and then 3 numbers and then a hyphen, and then 4 numbers, I don't want to have to specify all of the whatever, 10 million combinations and see if it matches each of those. I just want to be able to give it a pattern. And that's what regular expressions help with. Have you guys used Regex 101? I haven't done my crusty old programmer thing with you guys very much, but I started programming in like 1993 or so. And when I was your age, we did not have things like this. If you wanted to see whether a regular expression worked or not, you had to like continually try and tweak it and rerun your program and, you know, keep trying. This is really amazing. This regex or regex, there's a big brouhaha in the community, but I go with regex. So yeah, so you can put your regular expression here, and then you can test your string. If you have it so that's not so big, it actually gives you an explanation of what it is. It gives you regular expression reference down here. This is an amazing site. Yeah, I know. This is like your regex gift from heaven. All right. So, special characters. So let's just dive right in and start making some regular expressions. So the first class of special characters I want to talk about is character count. So star means 0 or more, and it just applies to the character before it. So here, this regular expression means I need to have the character H, E, L, L, and then I can have 0 or more O's after it. So hello matches, hell matches with 0 O's, or hello matches with many O's. And we can, just so you can get a feel for how regex 101 works, I can, okay, so here now I have this. Notice it literally matches the characters H-E-L-L. O star matches the character O literally, case sensitive, and then we've got this quantifier. Oh, regex 101, you're so great, right? And then down here, you see it matches hell, it matches hello, it matches hello, but then if I start typing stuff, it's not gonna match that part. Yeah.
H-E.
HE, what do you think?
Yes.
You think a yes? Celeste thinks no. Brittany, what do you think? What do you think, Gary?
No.
Yeah, because my regular expression includes this L, and optionally the O. Now, if I put L star here, now it's HE any number of L's, including 0, and any number of O's, including 0. So now it matches HE, and it matches hello, and it matches hell, and it matches hello, and it matches hello, and it also matches heyo, because I can have any number of L's.
So I guess I didn't understand the star just refers to the character directed before it.
Exactly. The star only refers to the character before it. There's ways you can make the star match groups of characters, but we'll talk about those later. It involves more punctuation. Okay, so star is 0 or more. Question mark is 0 or 1. So here, if we have the question mark after hello, it's going to match hello because that has 1 O. 0 O's it matches, but it doesn't match many O's. Okay, so heyo certainly doesn't match hello plus. Sorry, we were doing question mark. Hell does, and hello does, but those additional O's don't match. And then plus, and again, oh, God bless you, Regex 101. It tells you about that question mark. It matches between 0 and 1 times. Okay, and then the plus means 1 or more. So hello is fine, hello is fine, but hell, not fine. Okay, cool. Okay, more character count. Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. I'll send you these slides, by the way, as usual, but if it helps you to. I'd say the one that I use most commonly is star, but I've certainly used all of them. Okay, then there are actually specifying numbers. So I can specify I want exactly 2 O's. So that's going to match with 2 O's, but not with 1 O and not with many O's. And obviously not with 0 O's either. Just has to be exactly 2 O's. And this exactly becomes more useful when we are dealing with classes of characters. You know, if I really wanted exactly 2 O's, I could just say HELLOO. But when we're dealing with classes of characters, it's going to become more useful.
In the previous 3 examples, the other O's could be any character.
Absolutely, yeah. And then you can also give it a range. I want between 4 and 7 O's inclusive. Yeah.
The slashes, are those forward slashes?
Those are forward slashes. And yeah, forward slashes in general designate regular expressions. They do in JavaScript, you actually do use forward slashes for regular expressions. In other languages like Python, you actually don't. But just sort of in general, as a standard, forward slashes designate regular expressions, which is why here on Regex 101 you have those forward slashes like that.
And when you're writing regular expressions and say you want between 4 and 7 e's, you would have to put that directly after the e.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, so let's play around with that a little bit. So if we have here, you can't put the space, I learned. I don't use this very often at all, but so, we're good. We went over. Other questions? What if you actually want to match a literal curly brace or a literal question mark or a literal star? You can't just put them in because they're going to be interpreted as special characters. So you use a backslash to escape them. So if I want to match Joni plus Chachi, I have to backslash that plus. If I didn't backslash it, what would happen? It would look for one or more e's. Exactly.
We use that elsewhere.
You do, yeah. So if you are, for example, you have something in single quotes and you want to put like an apostrophe in your string, you backslash escape the apostrophe. Yeah. Okay, so here now, a match, right? But if I take this backslash out, it does not match because now it's just looking for more than one E, but this matches.
Regular expressions generally just use when you're searching for a pattern.
Yeah, the question is are regular expressions generally just used when you're searching for a pattern? And yeah, that's when you're using regular expressions. We'll get into more practical applications toward the end. Let's talk about character types. All right, so these are classes of characters rather than any individual character. Backslash lowercase d is a digit. So if I go here and I say I want one digit, it'll match any one digit. And it'll match each of these, but notice it's matching them separately. See how it alternates the dark and the light blue? If I wanted it to match this whole string, I could put a plus, and now it matches one or more digits. What does question mark mean? 0 or 1. And notice it's matching all of these empty strings where it's finding 0 question mark or 0 digits. It's a little weird. Not in this case. If you really wanted to have 0 or 1, usually you would surround it by something else. You would say, I want phone, and then 0 or 1 digits, and then, you know, and so now. And now it's matching this whole thing. Yeah. Let's see. \W is any word character. So notice it's matching numbers and letters, but not this colon, not this space. \S is any space character. It can be a literal space bar. It can be a tab. It can be like, there are all sorts of like weird space characters that aren't the literal space bar. There's like, think like an M space. Yeah, it actually, I don't think \S matches a new line. New line is an exception. It's possible. Let's see. Oh, no, it says it should match a new line. So yeah, so it's saying like it I don't know why it's not like highlighting it, but it did find that new line and matched it. Yeah, so \S does match a new line. And then there's dot. Dot matches everything. So let's say that I wanted to find strings that started with Bonnie and ended with Shulkin. I could say Bonnie, and then I can have anything in between, dot star, Shulkin. That means that I could have nothing in between, or I could have anything in between. It all matches.
If you just did one dot, it would be just one.
It would be just one character. And now I have no match, but now I have a match. Or it could be a space. You'll see that a lot, dot star. If I erase the space, will I get a match or not? Why not, Brittany?
Because you look for any one character.
This dot means there's exactly one character in between. I could do question mark, 0 or 1 characters. Now it's no good. That would be great if I had just like asked a question and there were literal crickets. Like, okay. Dot definitely does not match new lines. You can negate any of these by capitalizing the letter. So \D, anything that is not a digit. \S, anything that is not a white space character. \W, anything that is not a word character. Word characters being letters or numbers, but not space or punctuation. you can make your own class of characters by making a set using these square brackets. So now, the thing in these square brackets just counts as one character, but it can be any of the things inside the square brackets. So I'm saying I want 3 of any of these. So AAB is fine, CBA is fine, CCC is fine.
They have to be consecutive.
They do. Oh, yes, they do, in order for it to match that 3. Just like the O's would have to be consecutive and the hello. So let's play around with that a little bit. So right now, this is matching just one of them. So it matches my B and my C. But if I say it has to be 3, it's not matching anymore. I don't have 3 in a row. And even if I put A space B space C, that doesn't match. This does. And then if I do CCC, that's another separate match. ABA, another separate match. If I wanted all of these to be one match, I could make this a star or a plus. You can use ranges by using a hyphen inside these square brackets. So A through Z is going to match any lowercase letter. All of these, by the way, are case sensitive so far. I'll tell you later how to make them case insensitive. And then you can also negate. So putting a caret right after the opening square bracket means anything but this set. Okay, so now here I can negate anything but ABC, and now I get all of these things that are not ABC. Or the other thing that I was saying is I could do A through L, for example, and now that's interesting. Oh, because I have not, right? So and now I have anything that's not A through L, or otherwise known as M through Z. And I have more than one. Okay, slow down for a minute. Any questions on any of this?
You did the specific letters, the vowels, the negate. It's only when you use the range that really include this white space.
Ah, yes, right. Because what I'm saying is I want, basically this is the same as me writing not A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. And space is not one of those. Yeah. But if I include A through L, then it's not going to include the white space unless I specifically say I want A through L and the space character.
What if you do just specific letters, non-specific letters? Oh yeah, you answered that. If you do specific letters, it's not.
Yeah, right, yeah. So if I just do ABC, no white space. If I do not ABC, then it is going to include the white space because white space is not ABC.
So that any non-vowel.
Yeah.
So it's really confusing to me for some reason.
Regular expressions are pretty confusing. I actually would highly recommend you open up Regex 101 and just start playing around with it and make guesses as to what might happen and see if that really happens. If you don't understand it, read this explanation, which is usually very, very good. And it'll also, these matches may or may not help. As you know, if you need more support, obviously, you can always talk to somebody here. But yeah, the regular expressions are just kind of confusing. They're pretty abstract. But I think Celeste feels the same way as me. Like, I love them. Like, I just see this little smile on your face. Yeah, basically when I was given a choice between regular expressions and JavaScript objects today, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm doing regular expressions. Positioning. So, probably should separate these out. A caret outside of the square brackets. A caret indicates the beginning of the string. And a dollar indicates the end of the string. So let's play around with that. Okay, so if I just do hell, it matches hell. But notice if I put an O, it still matches that hell. It doesn't match the entire string. But if I say, oh, hello there, my name is Bonnie, it still finds that hell. But if I indicate that hell needs to be at the beginning of the string, then this no longer contains any matches.
So a caret within a set of brackets indicates the negation of what's in there, but without the set of brackets, it indicates.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. Now it's matching. If I put a dollar sign at the end, not matching anymore unless I remove the rest of the string. So if you want to make sure that your entire string is represented by your regular expression, you put a caret at the beginning and a dollar at the end. But sometimes you just might want your string to start with something, then you just put the caret at the beginning. Or you just want it to end with something, you put the dollar at the end.
Does the dollar sign do something different if you put it in brackets?
I don't think so, but I'm actually not sure. But you know where I probably would go to look is here. So it looks like and they have not listed that the dollar sign does anything in the brackets, so I would guess not. Yeah, I have worked with regular expressions a lot, but there's still regular expression stuff that I don't really know.
I think that caret is what
Oh, because it's different in the two contexts. Yeah.
Regular expressions only utilize with like
Yeah, only strings. \B means word boundary. And that means that it has to be a non-word character, but it doesn't include that in the match. So let me show you the difference between using a \B versus a \W. So let's do this odd \B that I have here. So if I do odd, it totally matches. I can do odd and a space, and it will match. If I do odd and a P, it will not match because there's no word boundary. If I do odd and an apostrophe, it'll match. Notice the entirety of the match is just those 3 characters. Whereas if I put a \W here, it'll match in all of the same situations, but the match will now be 4 characters. It'll be the 3 characters plus whatever that non-word character happened to be. It's a subtlety, the difference between \B and \W. Also, I believe if I have a \W, yeah, it won't match if it's the end of the string, whereas \B will. That's the one difference. Because \W requires that there's a character after odd. How's it going, Chelsea? I just looked at you and I called you Chelsea, which is nobody's name. So, how's it going, Brittany?
Doing well.
Okay.
I actually also really enjoy regular.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about groups. So groups capture a part of your match for future use. And we'll talk later about how you can deal with the future use. So groups are parentheses. So this \W4 is going to capture all of the 4-letter words. Those are going to be all of our groups from that match. In groups, you can also use this vertical line as an or. So I can say Bill or Ted. And because these are parentheses, it's not treating these as individual characters. It's not like B-I-L-L and then L or T and then E-D. It's the entire string Bill or the entire string Ted. So we can look a little bit at this. So. Notice that now Bill is in green and it's labeled group 1 because it's in parentheses. Ted is now group 2. Oh, okay. It's group 1. It's a different group in match 2. There's a subtle difference that I don't care too much about right now. They're both their own groups. Both of these will come back. A distinct what? Yeah, you get a distinct group for each match. And these are actually separate matches, which there's a little bit of, like if I did Bill, Ted, plus, now I have like a few groups in here. It only gives me the last one. There's some subtleties here that I clearly haven't completely explored. So it looks like one group per match, but the match might be longer than the group. The group is just the last group in whatever the match is.
Can you show an example of like word length?
Sure. So, five-letter words: likes, built, and edbill are what we got here. So basically, I need 5 consecutive characters that are word characters. And those are my 3 choices: likes, built, and edbill. Everything else, I don't have 5 consecutive characters.
And what characters just means like
Letters,
letters?
numbers, and underscore. Okay, cool. All right, so now you guys get to think for a minute. I want you to write a regular expression that will match both of these style phone numbers, or either of these style phone numbers. I edited it a little bit. Make sure that it doesn't match this or this. All right, does somebody want to tell me exactly what to type? Celeste does, okay.
Square bracket 0, 0 dash 9, and close square bracket, curly brace 3, close curly brace, square brackets with a dash in it, and then question mark, and then square brackets 0 through 9.
Wait, hold on. Oh, square bracket with a dash inside, okay. And then square bracket 0 through 9.
And then curly brace 3 inside, and then another square bracket with a dash, question mark, and then square bracket 0 through 9, curly brace 4, and then dash slash.
Ah, okay.
Seems unnecessarily long.
How would you do it?
Probably incorrectly. 5.
No. Give it to us. There's not always. So Celeste, I should have given one more example. Okay, it should not match this. Anyway, Brittany, how would you do it? And there are different ways. There are regular expressions. You can do the same thing in many different ways.
I just realized I didn't switch this down.
So yeah, so Celeste, I have 2 matches that are undesirable.
Karen.
Oh, now I didn't get this match.
Could you do an either or one? Could you do? I just want to see what this word is. /
Yeah, you want me to? Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to save it down here. Okay.
So it's the bracket / W, curly brace, 3, type 4.
3 and then what?
Like
Oh, pipe? Like this?
No, inside the curly brace.
I think you want a pipe? Okay.
4. Nope, never mind. I was trying to say, okay, groups with the attributes of 3 characters or 4 characters.
Oh, so you want to do, and by the way, I do a /D here. /W includes characters, which you don't need. /D just digits.
/D curly brace 3 plus
3. We can do 3 or 4, and then we can do something like, maybe we can do this 3 times. We can do this, which it matches both of our desired cases, but it also matches a bunch of our undesired cases. If we bound it, then it doesn't match any. What's that? Oh, I'm actually not sure. Oh, right, because, okay, yeah, so we can do a bound. So now we're pretty good, but it'll also match which is not so good. But this is an interesting approach, but it's not specific enough for us. Kelsey, do you want to chime in?
Nope.
Okay, so here is how I would do it. Word boundary, 3 digits, then possibly a dash, then 3 digits, then possibly a dash. I don't need to, outside of brackets, I don't even need to / escape that dash because that dash doesn't mean anything outside of square brackets. Then 4 digits. Oh, man. Oh, because I didn't specify that if you have 1 dash, you have to have the other. That is much more complicated. I can, but then it's only going to match this one because, right, because, oh, so actually maybe what I can do, that's a good, good idea. I want either a word boundary or not a dash. So I want either a word boundary or Or let's see, can I put the caret in the middle? Can I do that? No. Word boundary, I know. Can you imagine having to like just run your script over and over again and try and figure out why it's not working? That was my life. Let's see. So a word count, can I do an or here? Not a dash. Nope. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to group it. So it's gonna either be word boundary or not a dash. I think I can. All right. Yeah. So it's either a word boundary or not a dash. Oh wait, we didn't want it to match that. Crap. Hold on. So that's not even, oh my God. Okay. Now you happy? Oh no. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to think on this one. We want all word boundaries except for dashes. Oh. Why are you doing this to me, Celeste? Okay. What a great problem for you guys to work on later. Okay, so all right, let's talk about how you use regular expressions in JavaScript. I have a link to the MDN documentation. It's excellent. You define, so this looks very similar, except, you know, I didn't have all the, like, it doesn't have that weird, like, trying to take care of the non-stuff. That was incredibly inarticulate. But this is our basic phone number matcher. And then, so this is now a regular expression object. I've designated it as a regular expression object by starting and ending with forward slashes. So I can, let's now start to play around with Node. I'm getting very irritated at how I ask it to copy something and it just doesn't. Okay, fine. So it's an object. And now that object, that regular expression object, has this test method on it. So I'm testing this. It does not match. If I test something that does match, it's going to return true. So test returns a Boolean.
Can you assign variable quotes around the regex?
Oh yeah, no quotes. Yeah, if it was quotes, it would just be a regular string. Yeah, good question. Okay. Cool. So we've got .test, a method on regular expressions. .exec. So .test is just if you want to know if there's a match or not. If there's a match, you do something. If there's not, you do something else. Exec gives you much more information. So notice now I'm making, the difference between this one and the last one is that I made a group. I made a group for the area code. So now when I run exec, I get this weird hybrid array object. It to me, it's like a Franken data type that I frankly do not enjoy, but it's what JavaScript gives us. So it's kind of like an array at the beginning, where you can access this entire match with the index 0, and you can match this, this group match with the index 1. I want to check on my time here. Okay. And then, yeah, so index 0, index 1, and then you've got these keys. This index key tells you where in the string the first character was for the start of the match. And then the input tells you what the entire string was that you gave it. Okay, so let's just run this. So matches 0 gives you the entire match. Matches 1 gives you that group. And then matches index, oops, tells you where the match started. And matches input gives you the entire string. And for us, the entire string was the match. But if we had done there was no match because I had given it the word boundary. Hold on. Okay, so now the entire string is not the same as the match. Okay. So let's say we had a ton of phone numbers and we wanted to extract the area codes, right? Maybe you want to put it in the area code. Yeah, and so you want to put the area code in the database separately from the rest of the number. Yeah, definitely. That's just telling us where it found the match. So if I so now the index, it didn't start finding the match until the 19th character into the string. Okay, so both of these that we just talked about are methods on regular expression objects. You can also have methods on strings. So strings, I just made this weird regular expression. I also am using these flags now on the regular expression. G means I want to find all of the matches. G stands for global. Don't just stop at the first one, find all of them. And I stands for case insensitive. So she sells seashells, and I want to search for F-H-E-L-L, any number of L's. So this is going to match she. It's going to match shell. You with me on that? And this returns 0 because it returns the index of the first match. It'll return -1 if there are no matches.
the eyes stand for?
Case insensitive. That's why it matches this she with the capital S. Those are called flags. Yes, indeed. Dot match gives you all the matches in an array. And then oh yeah, no, go for it, Brittany, but I'm going to wrap up pretty quick because I don't want to take more time.
I was just saying I can probably search it, but is there a way to search if the return more than the one?
Yeah, you know, I think, yeah, match will give you the matches, but maybe not all of the indexes. I'm actually not sure off the top of my head, Brittany. The G flag is what, no, you don't. But the G flag is what gives me both she and shell on the bottom. Otherwise, it would just give me she. If you don't have the G flag, it just gives up after the first one. And then just very quickly, there's a replace. I can replace all of my matches with the string Mary. This will say Mary sells C Marys. And try this one. This hello world dot replace with $2 is now before $1. The $2 stands for the second group. The $1 stands for the first group. It's going to be world is now before hello. But the exclamation point will still be at the end because that didn't match my words. And then you can split on regular expressions, right? If I want to split on any one or more L's, Lollapalooza, it's going to give me an empty string because before the first L, there's an empty string. Then an O, then Appa, then Uza. Yeah. Sorry for the rush at the end. I'll send you these slides so you can look at them. And then resources, Regex 101. Yeah, that thing is great. The MDM documentation is also great. And then I just want to show you regex crosswords for those of us who just can't get enough. So it's almost like, it's more like logic puzzles than crosswords, but you're like, this is one of PLEASE, and this is not SPAK. So it's got to be an L, right? And then you keep going, right? It's good for, I know, it's some people might find it fun, some people might find it torture. You decide. Okay. Okay. Justin, thanks as usual for letting me go over, and we can talk more offline.